everyone, welcome back to Velvet Moments. Today I want to start with a question. A question that refuses to disappear from comment sections, timelines, and social media threads. If it's already been confirmed that they both have partners, why are there still videos about Jikook? At first glance it sounds reasonable, logical, even mature. But this is exactly where the real problem begins. Because behind that single sentence lies layers of assumptions, recycled misinformation, and rumors repeated so often that they begin to sound like facts, despite never being officially or honestly confirmed. This video is not made to provoke drama, not to attack anyone, and certainly not to force a belief onto anyone. This video exists for one reason only: to slow things down, strip away the noise, and look at what actually exists. Because when exaggeration fades, one truth remains quietly standing. Nothing has ever been officially confirmed. And this is where we begin to understand why haters continue to target Jimin and Jungkook. Let's start with Jimin. There has never been an official statement, not from Jimin himself, not from his company, confirming that he is in a romantic relationship with the woman whose name keeps being dragged into these rumors. Not once. Not ever. The only statement that was released was clear and minimal. They had a polite and respectful relationship. That's it. No mention of dating. No implication of romance. No hidden confirmation. Yet somehow that single sentence was twisted into, "They're secretly together." This is a silent confirmation. Or, the company is protecting the truth. But let's be honest. A polite relationship is not a romantic one. It does not suggest emotional intimacy. It does not indicate closeness. At its core it means one thing only. They once existed in the same social environment, at some point in the past. And to prevent further misinterpretation, the company later clarified something crucial. They have not been in the same social circle for a long time. Which means, as of now, no connection, no interaction, no relationship of any kind. So the real question becomes unavoidable. If there is no relationship, why do these rumors keep resurfacing? The answer is uncomfortable, but clear. This is not about truth. It's about attention, clicks, engagement. And in the process, Jimin becomes collateral damage. Judged, attacked, and dissected for a narrative he never created. Now let's talk about Jungkook. The rumors surrounding him are even weaker, yet somehow louder. Claims about a supposed matching tattoo with Winter were immediately treated as proof, despite the complete absence of evidence. This isn't new. Winter has been pulled into dating rumors multiple times before. And silence has repeatedly been mistaken for confirmation, even though silence has never meant that. One of the most repeated claims is that Jungkook hit his arm during "Are You Sure to Conceal the Tattoo?" But this is exactly where the story collapses. In the final episodes of Are You Sure, Jungkook's arm is clearly visible. No suspicious camera angles. No deliberate concealment. And most importantly, his arm is clean. This reality unsettled many people. Because it didn't match the narrative they had already chosen to believe. So a new claim appeared. That Jungkook covered it up later. But Are You Sure was filmed and edited long before these rumors even existed. He could not respond to something that hadn't happened yet. Suggesting otherwise shows a misunderstanding of how production works. Or a refusal to let go of a preferred story. Then another question arises. Why didn't HYB issue a more explicit denial? Context matters. These rumors exploded at the exact moment HYB CEO was facing legal investigation. Public attention shifted instantly. From corporate accountability to an idol's personal life. This tactic is not new in the entertainment industry. Personal scandals are often used as distractions from far more serious issues. And here's another coincidence that's difficult to ignore. Rumors about Jimin also surfaced at a very specific time. When Jimin and Jungkook were at their closest, most open, and most inseparable. Their closeness was so visible that a reporter openly pointed it out to Jungkook, saying that recently he was only ever seen with Jimin. That wasn't speculation. That was observation. Not long after, rumors began appearing, one after another. In Jungkook's case, while the company didn't explicitly say, "This is false," they released a strong statement promising uncompromising legal action against false information, manipulated content, and AI-generated rumors. Statements like that are never released without reason. Photos were edited. Images from different timelines were merged. Tattoos that never existed were digitally added. And every time original footage surfaced, the claims collapsed again. Once more in Are You Sure, Jungkook's arm remains clean. No mark. Only what could easily be a bandage. Which makes sense. Because one detail is often ignored. Jimin and Jungkook were discharged from the military just 4 days before filming. Minor cuts, bruises, or bandages are completely normal. A bandage is not a tattoo. But context is inconvenient. When it doesn't support a chosen narrative. When we step back without fanaticism, without denial, the conclusion becomes clear. There is no confirmation. No solid evidence. Too many contradictions. That is why these rumors don't hold. Not because reality is being rejected, but because reality does not support them. And that is why support for Jikook continues. Not built on fantasy, but on consistency, context, and what is visibly real. Some believe this is not accidental. That there is an effort to fracture the strength of what Jimin and Jungkook show so openly. And when we look closely, the pattern is hard to ignore. Rumors appeared precisely when they became freer. Traveling together. Going live together. Openly saying they feel most comfortable when it's just the two of them. Their closeness isn't forced. It flows naturally. And when that closeness became impossible to dismiss, external narratives followed. Yet the most telling part is this. Jimin and Jungkook didn't change. They didn't pull away. They didn't hide. They didn't dilute who they are. Are You Sure aired exactly as recorded, showing calmness, honesty, and togetherness untouched by rumors. And beyond all speculation, what remains is what they show themselves. Consistency, comfort, connection. Amid all the noise, Jimin ranked #1 and Jungkook ranked #2 on the most powerful Asian 2025 list. These aren't just rankings. They are proof of impact, dedication, and genuine love from millions. Jimin with emotional depth and quiet strength. Jungkook with sincerity and unwavering presence. They prove that true power isn't just popularity. It's influence, comfort, and connection. In the end, rumors fade. Narratives change. But what they show remains the same. Honest. Because what is real never collapses under noise. Thank you for watching with an open mind and a calm heart. If you believe truth deserves clarity, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. See you in the next Velvet Moments, where we don't follow noise, but follow what's real.